Okay, so there is a link to this build in the description if you want to try it, but let's just get the bad news out of the way right now, is that you need a supercomputer to run it. I've got a lot to ramble about right now on this build, but let's just talk about that first. So the reason I say that is because I tried it on I was thinking it was running great, and I'm like, right, let's try it on my old laptop, which is a 6th generation i7 and a 1070. And did it work? No, it did not. No, I did, but it was like not playable. 30, 40 FPS. It really was just freaking horrible. So no, not going to happen. We've got DLSS enabled. If you don't have an NVIDIA RTX card, it will just give you an error message. It won't crash the game. Really, I just mean DLAA, not DLSS. Really, just the anti-aliasing aspect. We're also using temporal anti-aliasing here. So moving on from that, why have we got so much anti-aliasing is because we're still at 70% rendering resolution with Lumen, because well, like with Lumen, it really seems that if you start going up beyond that, I think is exponential the right word? Like, if you start going higher, it's like if I tried to go to 80% instead of 70, it's like I just put the resolution to like 600,000 K or something. So yeah, the resolution's never gonna go high or higher than that, I don't think, because I even did manage to get quite a lot of extra performance out of it by putting it to a global trace instead of a detail trace, which does make it not as good, but I still get to keep the benefits and convenience of real-time lighting, and it still looks fine. So yeah, that is good. Then oh yeah, so I keep looking at this, so check that out. That's cool. I added this in because we've got a little surprise through in this room over here. It's kind of cool. It's not that cool, but it's pretty cool at the same time, but it's still super basic. But yep, so this little guy constantly points up the way, so if you're getting a little bit disorientated, then you just have a look there and then you know which way is up. I thought that was freaking cool. Okay, the fact that it works as well, that's awesome, dude. Right, so moving on, we've got full death and destruction. This is going to be quite loud, so FYI. But yeah, so like you can die, he can die. If you either of you die, you'll respawn. And that is that. So there's a bit of shooting. So he's dead, and he has respawned already. He'll respawn at the same location that he started in. We got these lights here, which are going back and forth. Sometimes they spawn weird and not in the right place. I don't know why that is, but they're working right now, so that's good. And then here's the new room, which it's just a little. It's pretty cool the first time you fly in here, like, holy shit. Yeah, I put all these in just for something to be there, because it's a big wide open space, and if there's nothing in it, you can't really tell how fast you're going and that type of thing. So yeah, there is that. So there's a bunch of little AI guys in here, so if you want to go and get a whole bunch of them chasing you and have a little shootout with all these little guys, that's, you can do that. And that, I thought this was a good point to put a little build up, just for people to try, because there's so many different parameters for how the physics can work, like the weight of the character, the size of the capsule, like the size of the capsule of the character affects like how far out your arms need to be, because like if your arms are closer in or further out, it affects how fast it spins and stuff like that. So then there's the speed that is applied, there's a torque that's applied, there's a few different, this could be quite different. I change it all the time. Like I change it like I change it so often, but yeah, it's still got the essence of what it has been for the entire time. So this room is pretty giant. Like it's a little too big actually. So once you're in here, I can't really be fat going back up here to but yes. So it looks like we're getting tailed as our shadow there. Yeah, so this guy's after us. Yeah, you can have some wars. There's a few other things, but that's the main ones, right? So if you want a shot, have a little blast. I think when I tried to install it on the other laptop, it made me install some prerequisites or something. So I didn't realize that was a thing people would have to do. But there you go. It wasn't a big deal. Just like, do you want to do this? And I'm like, yeah. And it tells you to update to the latest graphics driver as well if you don't have it, which my laptop was not. Right, that is it. If anyone does have a shot and they got any thoughts or feedback, quite welcome, because it's all just work in progress. I think the main issue here that we've got is that I don't know how to make this run well on crap computers. Well, without you I could just not use Lumen, but then that's a whole. It's honestly difficult in itself to not use Lumen, so that's why I'm not doing it, or I haven't yet. I changed some of the textures as well. So this one, I took out the bump map so that the Lumen wasn't having to think about all the little circles as much and stuff. So I'm trying, but you know, it's 3 steps forward, 27 and a half steps back. Right. Okay, there we go. Goodbye.